Okay, so we about to do Bible 101 tonight. I ain't trying to say Bible study and all that, stuff. But anyways, I'm just really just here to just give you intel because how people really don't really understand the depths that this rabbit hole got. And I just really just pay attention to people and their beliefs and how they speak and the rhetoric that people just repeats. They just repeat stuff. So people just go off of what they heard and they're like, I ain't gonna say that because this is gonna sound, disrespectful. So I ain't gonna say that. Say that they sound like parrots. That's I ain't gonna say that. But they just, cause it's not our fault though. Cause we have to understand. Well, I'm gonna help you understand. I'm gonna help us understand. Because this understanding just came to me. And as I watch people, I realize if you're a slave, right, and you have a slave mentality, slaves is not supposed to acquire knowledge. So if you slave-minded and you're not supposed to acquire, well, let's say this. You acquire knowledge. You're just not acquiring wisdom. You acquire information, but you're not about to acquire wisdom. You get all the information. You're just eating it up, just devouring it. But you're not about to acquire information. You're not about to acquire wisdom. You're not going to know how to apply it, right? So today we're just going to go on ahead. I'm going to just break down the understanding of who Eve is. Because I just watch us for centuries. And I'm not talking about the majority. I'm talking about, well, I'm going to say this. I am talking about the majority. I'm not talking about the few that know, that study, like word for word, that break it down. That's like an archaeologist, like a wordsmith. I ain't talking about them. That's really seeking truth. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about my people that's caught up in illusions and they all up in their feelings. You see, the feelings is where we get lost at. Feelings is where we get lost at. We're attaching feelings to lies and we walking around with our head up pompous like it's truth. And it's not. And then the crazy part about it is because it's been practiced for years. That's the crazy part. Because it's generational. Because it's that, we have pride in it. We're attached to it. So anyway, we're going to break down Eve. I'm going to say, because I'm going to tell you exactly what Eve truly means. I'm not a preacher. I'm a teacher, because I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. We're going to take the feelings out of it. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to give you the scriptures to go to. I'm going to tell you the things you need to use. Matter of fact, I can tell you now. I use my Strong Concordance, and I look it up in all the languages. I look it up in Hebrew, Aramaic, Latin, Greek, Semitic, English, French. You have to cross-reference the cross-reference, okay? So, with that being said, let's go, period. Because you have to make sure it means what it means across the board, period. So, out your feelings. It's getting our head, okay? We got to have a mind over matter situation at this point in time. Because it's very vital and it's very, very critical to this perpetual cycle of slavery. Mental slavery. It's perpetually. It's going to keep on going. It's the song that doesn't end until somebody rises up and stand up and don't be afraid of y'all people, because the people is the people, the problem that's going to really try to cut your head off and cut you down. I know. I've been there. And I ain't scared no more. So it is what it is. So Eve. Everybody know Eve as the first woman. Everybody know Eve as the woman that ate the apple and caused the sin in the world. Now we in main destruction. That's what everybody know Eve as, right? But let's dig a little deeper. Let's get a little deeper, okay? Eve is truly, in Hebrew, Eve will be the breath. If you don't believe me, right here. Eve would be to breathe. She would be Sheva, meaning to live. To live, okay? She would be the breath. She would be the breath of life. So that's the kiss that Adam had. We're going to get into that in a second. Let's talk about who Eve is. Because I have all my millions and millions and millions and millions of notes. This is just a new book on who Eve is. But, because I got a lot of notes.